Every school had its ghost stories, and Westview High was no different. Students whispered about the ghost in the gym, a specter that was said to appear late at night when the school was empty. Most dismissed it as just another urban legend, but there were those who swore they'd seen it. One evening, after a particularly grueling basketball practice, Megan found herself alone in the gym, packing up her gear. The rest of the team had already left, and the coach had told her to lock up. She didn't mind, the quiet was nice after the chaos of practice. As she zipped up her bag, she heard the distinct sound of a basketball bouncing. Confused, she looked around but saw no one. The ball continued to bounce, the sound echoing off the gym walls. "Hello? Who's there?" she called out, but there was no answer. The bouncing stopped. Megan scanned the gym, her heart pounding in her chest. The ball was nowhere to be seen. Trying to shake off her unease, she picked up her bag and headed for the door. As she reached for the handle, the lights flickered and went out, plunging the gym into darkness. Megan's breath caught in her throat. She fumbled for her phone, using its flashlight to illuminate her way. The gym was eerily silent, the only sound her own breathing. Suddenly, the lights flickered back on, and Megan froze. Standing at the center of the court was a figure dressed in an old-fashioned basketball uniform. Its back was to her, but there was something unsettling about the way it stood, perfectly still. Who are you?" Megan whispered, fear creeping into her voice. The figure turned slowly, and Megan gasped. Its face was pale, almost translucent, with hollow eyes that seemed to stare right through her. The figure started to move towards her, its feet barely making a sound on the polished floor. Megan backed away, her hands shaking. The figure raised a hand, pointing directly at her. The lights flickered again, and the gym was plunged into darkness once more. In the pitch black, Megan heard the sound of the basketball bouncing again, closer this time. She turned and ran, her heart pounding in her ears. The bouncing followed her, growing louder and faster with each step she took. She reached the door and yanked it open, bursting into the hallway. The lights in the gym flickered back on, and she glanced back to see the figure standing in the doorway, watching her with those hollow eyes. Megan didn't stop running until she was outside the school, the cool night air hitting her like a splash of cold water. She leaned against the wall, trying to catch her breath, her mind racing. The next day, she told her friends about what had happened, but they just laughed it off, saying it was just her imagination. But Megan knew what she had seen, and every time she walked past the gym, she could feel those hollow eyes watching her, waiting for her to step back inside.